Alright, I thought I had a pause button. I don't have a pause button. So I immediately press play again. And yeah, so it's in two parts. But here's the game continuing. I will go on mute so I can use the bathroom. Alright, I'm back, and it looks like the 49ers are back on offense. I don't quite know what I missed, but I'm going to pause it. Looks like we got 3rd and 7. Obviously, I'll rewatch it when I do everything, but 49ers got the ball in there, moving into scoring range. I'm back from the restroom, obviously. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding as I accidentally stopped the recording of the video, but we didn't miss anything as I immediately went to press start record again. I could go into a studio editor and put the two videos together and blah blah blah, but I'm just not going to do that because of all the processing time that it takes to compile a video that's going to be like an hour and 40 plus minutes just so I can undo a little button push. Hopefully you'll stick with me. And it's kind of ironic that it is or not ironic, a coincidence that it happens to be split between the first and second half of the ball game by just a few moments. So, however the Niners got the ball back, they moved down into scoring range. I don't know if they got a takeaway or not, but they definitely ended up in field goal range. In 5 plays, 16 yards. That tells me there's got to have been a takeaway, right? There it says giveaways 4. So, what ended up happening? Another interception? 3 interceptions. There it is, defensively. I mean, you saw it. I'm going to watch it back again. But looks like Bronson got the pick. Washington has 2 on the day. I'll definitely celebrate and enjoy it when I watch this video back. 27-7. 4 takeaways. You know, you think... I know you can't always score a touchdown on every takeaway. But when you just figure it all out, like 4 takeaways should result in 28-ish points, right? If you try to get a touchdown for each takeaway. That's like ideal. Sometimes it's just a field goal. But if you try to get a touchdown, it's like the 49ers don't even have as many points as they should have for their takeaways, right? 2 field goals I think they've settled for and 2 touchdowns. That might actually be the average. I might be overestimating a touchdown per takeaway. But yeah. So we're still talking 20-ish points out of the 7. Out of the 27. So 7 on their own on offense. Gannon doing his best impression of his Super Bowl performance this year. 4 interceptions in the game. Hard to get excited. I mean, I'm excited my Niners are winning. I'm excited they're having a good game. Look at those plays, 37 and 30. It's pretty evenly matched. It's just turnover city. Or not 4 interceptions, 3 by Gannon, 1 to fumble, right? Yeah, let's correct that. Don't want to lose my enthusiasm. After all, my team is winning big, but when the game isn't close, it's hard to maintain enthusiasm. Weak eye, tight end right, 3-4 defense, Gannon back to throw, swings it out to the right, and almost gets an interception on the deflection. This is why I do not have the interception rating too high. You don't want linebackers and everyone just catching everything that rolls their way. But that would have been pretty crazy. 3rd and 5 with 8 minutes in the quarter. 3-4 defense, blitzing with Derek Smith, putting the pressure. Smith coming up along with the other middle linebacker, Valentine. Good pursuit, good play by the middle linebackers. We might just keep this default 3-4, despite the fact that our defensive tackles are getting an awareness penalty. It doesn't seem to matter, and it does seem to be a good defense overall. And you can probably hear my dog saying hello. But welcome to commentary for me. I have a family. I cannot complain about all the aspects of the family. So, solid punt, fielded the ball in the 25. We've seen bigger comebacks. 28-3 was a bigger comeback in real life, and they have the plays and the time. It can happen, but it probably won't. Sent the receiver motion. Solid run. Solid run by Barlow. The lead block by Beasley was there down the field. Deeper down the field, but the defensive tackles are able to come up and make a difference. So as the handoff happens, the guard has to block someone. He starts with the defensive tackle and for some reason switches to the mic instead of staying where he was. And we had some decent blocks right here. Barlow does not have the awareness to follow through this way. It looks like he's even trying at this point to get there. But the D tackle cleans it up as he should. So Barlow does see it. He sees it late, but he sees it. 2nd and 9. Less than 7 to play. Don't want to interrupt too many replays unless there's something cool to show or whatever. Just get this game over with this kind of lead, right? Back to pass. Nice little completion, so the clock will continue to run. Getting Fred Beasley involved in the passing game, which is something that we want. Paying Beasley for a reason. Otherwise, there's no reason to re-sign him if we don't get the man involved. After all, why are we paying for a player we're not even going to use? Let's go find some cheap fullback to save money in the cap. Weak eye formation, tight end right, back to throw. Kind of darting around, not sure what to do. Gets it to Owens. I think that is the ball carrier vision. That is the halfback ability. I think whoever has the ball in their hands gets that boost, that 15 out of 20 slider set. But up until the point of the catch, he's a wide receiver. As soon as he got the ball, he turns into a ball carrier, I believe, in terms of how the game sees it. And Hasty with another big tackle. I don't mess with too much. Hasty's just having a good game. if this continues to be like everyone with a low rating has a good game, okay, we need to make more changes. We need to maybe drop the tackling by another point, because should he be bringing Owens down? I don't know. Run off to the right side, collision with the safety, picking up 9 yards. Great vision off the right-hand side. And can we just quickly run through that? Really good blocks right up there. Picked up by Beasley. Kind of want to see him run through the hole and like pound this guy with a shoulder and just try to get off into the end zone. But we're also okay where we're at. He ends up making the connection here. Still would have liked to seen it keep it right up that middle. Sets up second and short. Either way, can't complain too much. Solid pickup. 41 plays. That's all the turnovers. That's where the difference is. Time of possession, everything. You just keep giving the ball back to us. I formation, changing the strength of the formation by sending the tight end across to the left. Pitch left. Pitch left. You can see it coming a mile away. Fullback makes the pickup on the safety. Sheds the tackle finally with a broken tackle. Is it against the corner? It's against, I think that's Gibson, the safety. I think the other safety's the one that cleans it up. It's good to see a broken tackle. 4.9 yards per carry. You say, oh, is that so much for Barlow? Barlow had 5 yards per carry the year. What was it? He had 5 yards per carry in 2003? Because I think it was ESPN 2K5 that mentioned his 5 yards per carry and all of that, and how he expected to be the starter and all that, because he was just substituting for Garrison Hurst, but he had good production. Just like in our season 1 as a rookie, he had 5 yards per carry. He had a good start to his career. But he just couldn't put it together as an every down back. We're going to look up, well, do we have anything? I'm trying to look up information, but the internet doesn't seem to want to work right now. I don't know what's going on. It says I have no internet connection. At the same time, it says I have all my bars of internet connection. So I've got a confusion on the laptop. Ball is being handed off to the left. Garrison Hurst with his 81 break tackle just spins out of the tackle, gets brought down by another player, and doing his job that we said, which is come in, have limited carries, stay fresh as a veteran, and contribute, especially as the defense is getting worn down. Yeah, I do not know what the problem is right now, but for some reason, while I'm recording, my laptop does not have internet signal for some reason. So I'm going to have to reset my router. That looked like a good play. It looked like a good pass to Clark. I don't want to reset my router completely because my wife and I, we're teachers, and my wife is giving a virtual class online. So I don't want to mess with her if she's having a problem. If she's not having a problem, I don't want her to lose connection to her class. There's her voice right, or there's her door right now. She's probably going to come in and check for the same thing. Yeah, I'm going to talk to her because if I hear her door, it means she's probably having the same problem. Yeah, she's having the same problem. And she said she actually switched over to her phone mobile data to keep giving the class, but while the kids are in a breakout room or something, she's like coming to see what's going on with the internet. I know it doesn't affect you watching it. There's Tillman. Rest in peace. Tillman, 34, with the tackle. Added him and Brady on the roster because if they're in free agency, which they were, then they just get dumped from the roster file as rookies come in and they're looking for like the lowest overall players or whatever to get rid of who aren't even on teams. So they get dumped from, if they're not on rosters, they get dumped from the game file roster. But that's good for it to clean up unnecessary players. But I gave him a job. I gave Brady a job. See if they can extend their careers. So yeah, I mean, this is the way it is. This is the game we're watching. Can't be too exciting right now, and I've reset my router. I just kind of wanted to look up some information about Kevin Barlow to share with you. And a bigger issue ended up happening. I could use my phone mobile data. Pass out to the right. Charlie Garner with a good catch. Valentine looks like his head is hurt. And we got a face mask on Valentine. I mean, if someone's going to catch the fast man, it's going to be the other fast man, right? Take a look at that play. Back to throw. Valentine against the tight end. Comes up. And not enough speed. Not the right angle. Not enough speed by Schulters. How much of that is video game programming, the angles? People talk about NCAA 07 and 08 having bad angles. How much is that also the awareness? Because we don't always see bad angles, but we do see kind of bad angles. We see kind of tracking. But I think that's also just raw speed, unable to close the gap. Because we do not see a bad angle by Valentine here, right? I mean, there's the little bit... I don't like the last second turn in that some players have. Valentine just comes up, and he's really the new safety on that play. Right? Because if Garner gets past him, that's in the end zone. Great play by Valentine. What a huge acquisition for our team. Back to throw again. Out to the left side to get Garner involved. They said, hey, let's just keep feeding the man the ball. And Garner's like, hey, maybe my plate is full. Maybe my stomach's full. You fed me too much, huh? Alright, I am distracted because I am trying to look up Kevin Barlow and his stats as we've got weak eye right, tight end in motion, but not across the formation outside. A toss out to the fullback, almost intercepted on the deflection. Third down. Even trying to use my mobile data, something is definitely up. Back to throw to the right. Good catch by Garner. Yeah, I'm on my mobile data and nothing wants to work. I do not know what the F is going on here. What the fish is happening here with the internet connection. Say hello, Amor.
Hello, everyone.
Yep. Hello, Froggy. You did Froggy voice on purpose, huh?
No.
Yes, you did.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah. Your voice has just changed right now.
To follow PG-34.
Yeah, that's my screen name. You know me probably on Operation Sports, huh? All right, finally I got the internet working here. I'm sorry for the dead air, but it's a dead game too. 2:12 left in the third quarter, near formation. Garcia, the clock's not running, but he's running the play clock. Play action, good pass off to the right, good catch by Stokes. All right, the very thing I was looking for. Real life Kevin Barlow stats. 15 games played, none started, 125 yards rushing, 125 rushes for 512 yards, an average of 4.1. He got 5.1 in the 2003 season. Ball handed off to the right, to the left, right on the TV. To the left, works his way through the blocks and keeps going. Yes, Barlow, 4 games started in 2003. Pretty much the backup all 3 of those years. 201 carries, over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5.1 yards per attempt, 64 yards in a game. That was his best season. His previous season was 4.7 yards. Just gets stopped in the backfield there. But yeah, 4.1 as a rookie, 4.7 second year pro, the year that this is representing, and 5.1. Salutia! So, yeah, bless you to the Tia. And then Barlow just falls to 3.4, 3.3, and 2.8 when he plays with the Jets. Kind of falls off the face of the earth. But those years in the beginning, fumbled by Kevin, and the defense recovers. Might as well look at Kevin's fumbles. It says 4 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns in his 3rd year, 7 touchdowns in his 4th year. Do you have fumbles? I see rushing, targets, receptions, receiving, all of that, total touchdowns, fumbles. 3rd season 5. He has fumbles 1, 2, 5, 2, 2, 1. So his 3rd year when he became a starter, he had 5 fumbles, like more than doubling his rate. He wasn't the starter, but that happens when you carry the ball more. So fumbles not unrealistic. I mean, you want as few as possible. But yeah, remember this game is when Kevin's a rookie, and so you're obviously going to have rookie expectations for players. And in this context, he's performing well. And after a good performance as a backup through 4 games, and Hurst having so-so performance, he took over and ended up going to the Pro Bowl. Good pressure on the defense, again and running again. Gave Kevin that job, and he took it and quite literally ran with it, all the way to a Pro Bowl appearance. This year has been the slow start, and this micro change. And playing the Raiders, who had a low-ranked run defense. I remember that. It was a 30th run defense or something like that. So that might play a role as well. He was having a few good runs even before we increased the running back ability. Good pass. Is that going to be a pass breakup, though? I did not see the football in his hands. That looked like that was borderline touchdown. That's a pass breakup by number 33. That is solid defense. Yeah, it looks like that is considered a pass breakup. Good way, just finding time, finding his target. Good ball delivery by Gannon. And there, yeah, is the pass breakup by Washington. Exactly what we're paying the man for. 0 regrets on that free agency decision. So as I was saying with Kevin Barlow, it's just, he's finding his groove. We saw the good cutback early in the game before I adjusted the running back ability. 15 might be where it's at. 15 is where I had him last year. And 15, you also had the opposing team running the football well. Ricky Williams, Marshall Faulk, you had Emmitt Smith. Like, players were getting their yards, right? No one was leading the entire NFL, but guys had their games, had their days, right? I'm going to say games and days, and mix that one up. 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. Fill in time. Raiders got their field goal. That doesn't matter at all. Touchback here. Should be going to the 4th quarter. And it's 30-10. This game is well in hand. It is very possible to suddenly blow a game, but I just don't think the Raiders have the weapons needed to finish. If they just manage the football game, most of the Niners' points are off those turnovers. They're the gift points. Solid run off the right side, making the read, plowing through the defense. The Raiders' defense is doing their job. They've given up points, but what would this game look like if the Raiders' offense just wasn't turning the ball over? If they stopped turning the ball over. We know what it looks like when they stopped turning the ball over. If they didn't turn the ball over, where would we be? Back to throw from this formation. Solid completion. Darrell Russell not having much of a game, but he is getting double teamed. Right after he broke off of one block, he got picked up by another player. But 99 Darrell Russell is not taking the game over. That's why I think, like, not only do I not want to increase the pass blocking, I don't want to, like, decrease it too much because guys are getting blown up as it is. Do I increase the block shedding even more? Right? Because Russell should be a dominating force inside, and he just is a non-factor. That's how you break through a tackle. And it's still not 43 Hasty that we're breaking the tackle against. And it just makes me wonder, should we increase the block shedding? What is it set to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it was at 14. Let's get it up to 15 there. Players like Russell, 99 overall, should be having an impact on the game. I just don't want it to be too wild and too crazy. But that 15 mark might be what they need. And even if it hurts my team overall with my, rookie offensive lineman, we've got to see something going. I just hope it doesn't completely ruin the run game. But let's figure it out. I think we're really close to, like, perfect sliders. Solid run line, just enough yards. The loaded box. That's worth taking a second look at. Just handoff, draw play. Like, just a little push down there. Blocks 2 guys, puts 2 guys on their back, huh? Clark says, "You're not doing anything, and good night to you too, sir." Clark, heck of a ball game out there. One of the only reasons this play's even allowed to work, huh? We're going to have that 15 block shot. I hope it just doesn't come up with, like, a huge dominating defensive performance by my team. Like, oh, it's just all this advantage. But I don't want to see guys with low awareness just block shedding. But Russell should be, of course. He threw a guy down on that play, Russell did. Should Barlow have broken that tackle? I don't know. Like, he gets tackled by Hasty, but then he breaks tackles with a linebacker. Don't like messing with the sliders, and you might say, well, it seems like you mess with them all the time. But I just want to find something that works with consistency. You're not going to get perfection. You're going to have anomalous plays. Good run. Good vision. I don't know what the tackle rating of that safety is. But having Hasty just bring Barlow down all the time, we do need to make a change. I think we've found something. Quarterback accuracy is at full 20 and it's still throwing bad passes. Can't change that. Near formation, Hurst back in the game. Pitch out to that side. The goal is to have the fullback pick up the safety, but Hurst just outruns his lead block. Fullback or halfback is supposed to lose a little bit of yards on the pitch, let the fullback get out in front of him, and then you can fall behind. Like, you lose a little yard on the pitch, that way the fullback can get the accelerated leverage. But he doesn't do it on that play. You have to do it as a user, and that play works really well. Same formation, different play, same problem. Fumble. Defense is going to recover this if no one's trying for it. Defense does recover it. Back to back the same play. That is not good. And it was Derek Gibson. I was right. See, this play here, I don't know if it's 03 or is it just me as a user, but you're supposed to lose yards. You start here, and he's catching this almost 2 yards forward. you're supposed to like fall back a yard. Maybe it's 2003 that does it properly. You're supposed to go out here, catch it, and this angle by the fullback gets out in front and blocks the safety. And as you're dipped and going around, you can read this gap or around. You're basically reading this block with a little bit of this block, and you keep going. But it is what it is. I think as a user, you can kind of make that happen. .738, back to throw, needing 20 points. Well, if you want 3 touchdowns, you got to start with the first. 2 turnovers by the 49ers are starting to equalize things. If you're the Raiders, you need to get one of your 3 touchdowns now. Get a stand, get a second touchdown, and then see how the game winds down, see if you can tie it, take the lead, take a 1-point victory, right? But take it one score at a time. Good pass on first down to get a first down. Good pass on the next first down to set up second and short. What do you think? The Raiders have a chance to at least make it interesting again after all of this? I think they're just going to continue to fudge away the game. And find some kind of solution. Swatting it away, throwing out to Richie is just not the play. They keep trying that. But the computer play calling, the AI, whatever you want to call it, not the most sophisticated in the year 2001. Every time you do that, it's a waste of time. Back to throw. Of course they gotta throw. Pass to 86 again. Williams. And this one's not good. Not gonna be enough there. Not with the one-handed catch animation, that's for sure. And that'll set up 3rd and short. No, 4th and short. That was 3rd down, so 4th and short. My bad. Pitch right. We've seen this play before. Garner gets around the corner. At least for their sake, I'm happy to see that. And I think 51 comes up with a big tackle there. Valentine's been a heck of a player for us. And continues to do so. For whatever reason, is the play call? Is it a blitz inside? Is it like a cross blitz from the middle linebacker they're calling? I don't know. But he goes from all the way in this position and then back out and around. I kind of want to capture Valentine in this game and then recreate him in Madden 03. This is a guy who's just making... Here's a guy that's creating such a story. I kind of want to make him one of my like legendary all-time Madden players. Like, I don't mean 99 all-time, but like I want to capture his stats, his create a player likeness, whatever, and start making him in other Madden games in the create a player mode. This dude has been fantastic. Great hits, huh? Kind of want to start putting together a Valentine highlight reel, huh? Like, if I'm going to make a highlight reel, I might as well have some good camera angles, right? We've got some camera angles of him blowing up blockers and all that. Back to throw, looking. Out to the left, nothing, nowhere. How nice would it be to make Valentine in Madden 03? Because that's the season that this is representing. Go in and make Valentine in each of those games, but make him a year and a year and a year older. I don't know his progression, or make him a rookie in Madden 12, and just kind of in his honor, just for side things, right? Back to throw. Trying to one-hand catch it out of bounds, just not going to get it done. I know I'm overhyping him, but you got to be happy with that performance out there. You might be able to hear that. If you can hear that, that's my neighbor. He's very happy. And I'm glad he's happy. And he can hear me. And I can hear him. Not a good play there. Not a good hookup on that pass. And what are the Raiders going to do here? Another 4th down. If they have any chance in this game, they've got to not only go for it, but they've got to make it. Okay. I can say the obvious, just as well as John Madden can. 5:56 to play, so just under 6 minutes. What's the call? Definitely a pass. Out to the right. It's caught. Game is still on. Still have ourselves a ball game. Not a close one, but we've got a contest here. After this drive, it won't be a contest. If it doesn't result in a touchdown, it won't be a contest, right? Down by 2 touchdowns, they make a big 3 and out, they go down again. It's possible. It's still possible to choke it away. If you're a Raiders fan, you've got to get in the end zone sooner than later. You can't methodically play against a prevent defense and think that's going to make it happen. You can't keep coming up with these 4th down, drive-saving plays and expect very much. Receiver in motion. Got to pass, right? Just pass. Bounces off his hands. And you know, like the one-note offense, knowing that they've got to throw, it basically takes Charlie Garner out of the game in a lot of ways. He's got to be used as a receiving threat, which he can do, but when you start running back and fullback and your run-based offensive line, they're not allowed to do their thing. Ooh, they do want to make this a ball game. You got to give Chucky credit here. He's not giving up. There is no quit in these Raiders. That is good. They would make Al Davis proud. Not with the score, but playing to win. Just win, baby. They are definitely playing to the last moment. Now you can give it to Garner, and they do, and it's the right call, and it's an easy call, and there you go. There's Garner making it a ball game. If you're the Niners, you have to respond. You don't necessarily have to get points, but you've got to move the chains a few times and burn the clock and not choke it away. If you're a Niner hater, I bet you're on the edge of your seat rooting for this Raiders comeback. Heck, part of me is rooting for a Raider comeback just to have something interesting to cheer for. 13 plays, 63 yards. Toss to Garner to seal it off. Good passes by Gannon. He had multiple passes that were dropped by his targets, but you got to keep faith in your guys. You got to keep faith in your team. We've seen choke jobs. We've seen them in the biggest stages. How are the Niners going to finish this 5 minutes? They call it the 4-minute offense for a reason. The 2-minute offense is to score. The 4-minute offense is to bleed clock. In the return, Paul Smith with a good vision, good cut. I also like that about the running back ability, giving the kick and punt returners a little bit more skill to make more interesting returns. Solid skill. Get the ball to the 30-yard line. As a Niner fan, let's just close this game out. Let's make this game as boring as it should be. As a third-party commentator, let's go defense, right? I'm not going to root against my team, but interesting videos, interesting content. Strong right, in motion, back to throw. throwing downfield. That is how you choke a ball game away. 43, Hasty having a game of his life, tackling the runners in open field, swatting passes away, outside of interceptions, having a heck of a ball game. Tight end right, I formation, sending the tight end in motion outside the formation. Do they not know what a 4-minute offense is? Apparently not, as they're going to go throw again. This time it is complete. This time it is to Beasley. Having more success to Beasley than the Raiders are having to John Ritchie. At least a completion makes the clock run and sets up a 3rd and short situation where you can run the ball. Even if you run it, you can't be too obvious. Here, I would call some kind of a counter play, some kind of a counter trap. Load up one side, go back the other, like kick out to the weak side. Here's a good one. You can have a pulling guard off to the left side behind Swift. And they call it draw, and it's going to be enough to move the chains. So this is how you run a 4-minute offense. This is how you close a ball game out. I'm surprised the Raiders fell for a draw on 3rd and 2 when the other team needs to run the clock. You call the draw. I was like, is this a pass? Really? Because I'd be looking run. Weak eye tight end to the right. They don't really ever flip this play. They don't do weak eye tight end left, you know? Back to throw. Dropped by Clark. He had it. Had the opportunity. Fails to get it. Okay. So that's going to bring up 2nd down without the clock moving. 2nd and 10, 3:30. No tight ends. Back to pass again. Double clutch. Makes a completion, so at least the clock will run. Owens with a solid catch to contribute. And the clock will continue moving. Can you hear that? Can you hear my doggo breathing heavy? He's excited. He's on my lap. He wanted on my lap. What kind of dog do I have? Might be a question you have. He's not a papillon. He's not a border collie. My understanding is kind of a combination of the two. He has the face of a border collie. He has the pattern and the ears of a papillon. And a papillon is a small dog, and a border collie is a big dog. So I don't know what he's officially mixed with. It might not be a border collie. But he's not big, but he's a lot bigger than a papillon. But he has a papillon's ears. He has the color and the pattern and everything, if you look at the papillon. But his head, his face design, his skull structure, whatever, is of another kind of dog. But he's like 90% papillon, except for the skull. Like the ears, everything are papillon. And he's obviously larger. Not huge, but he's a lap dog for sure. Whatever combination that brought him into this world, he's a handsome, rare, pretty boy. And he's a happy boy. He loves the fact that I'm recording these videos and talking. He loves this in my voice. What a good boy. The goodest boy, right? So, good punt. Not quite a coffin corner, but pretty darn close. Ball placed on the 8-yard line. Raiders got the stop they're looking for. They're going to have to go 98 yards with 2 minutes to play. Time dwindling. They're going to need the onside kick, even if they score. Going down the field, taking the shot they need to Hakeem the Speedster with 20 out of 20 accuracy, with Rich Gannon's accuracy missing Hakeem deep. Gave them all the advantages in the world. I cannot give the computer more accuracy to make that throw. It's not possible. It's already 20 out of 20. That should have been a connection. That could have been a 98-yard. No, 92-yard. The ball's on the 8. I say 98. The ball's on the 8. That's what I said. There's the completion to Aziz Hakeem. That's the completion that they missed. That would have been the run-in. Not walk-in, but run-in touchdown. That's why I was saying 98. It was not on the 2. It's on the 8, which makes it 92 yards to go. I'm sure you wanted to correct me, but I corrected myself. I noticed my dumb error. and they almost made the 92-yard pass. So, with time winding down, ball beyond the 40, closing the midfield, 156 left to play. Strong I formation, sending the tight end across to set a weak I formation. Back to throw. Time over the middle, looking, finds the tight end. That's really the only weapons they have. They've only got Hakeem, a decent tight end, and their running back. Their fullback is not bad. I like Richie, but Richie's a blocker. There's not a lot else. I don't remember if it's this Madden or the next one. One of these, I think it's Madden 3 or Madden 4. We were playing with my friend who's a Raiders fan. And John Madden's like, Richie's one of those guys. When you need 2 yards, whap, he'll go out and get you 2 yards. And when you need 4 yards, whap, he'll go out and get you 2 yards. Freaking love that line. Always. I swear it's in the video game. It might have been real life, but I think it was in the video game that he said that. And it was so good. Still calling that play? Something is in the AI playbook. Somewhere along the lines, there's like a checklist, whatever, like, hey, we need to call this play. We need to run this play. Despite the situation, despite needing 2 scores, let's do the swing out to the fullback. That's what's going to win us the football game. Yeah. That's the game-winning strategy, baby. Tight end in motion, 106 to play and counting. Gannon with time to throw, despite the fact that we increased the block shedding. Another toss to Hakeem, not good enough. 103 left in the game. If you're a Raiders fan, there's still a chance. Get in the end zone, get the onside, and just make fun of the 49ers for another year and hold up the choke sign if they choke this away. Gannon to throw. Swatted away. Another 4th down situation, which the Raiders connected with last drive. So, my hopes are not high. My hopes are high for the win. My hopes are not high against another 4th down situation. Statistically, they should fail this one. They'll probably fail this one. But it's clutch and crunch time. To throw against the dime. Over the middle. Almost intercepted. Doesn't matter. Swatted away. That's how you avoid the choke job. The choke job was on the table. And Peterson said, no, sir, not today. We're going to start a new win streak after Seattle tore it away from us. Weak eye, tight end right, handoff, strong side, 2 yards, timeout Raiders, 31 carries. Is this a reflection of the quarterback strategy that I put in the game? Remember I said like 80% running the football or whatever? Is it a reflection of that? I kind of hope so. I hope that kind of means that they start running the ball more. Is it just because we want to grind it out? I don't know. We can look at the pass attempts too. It seems like they passed a lot as well. Good old handoff to the right side. Another timeout. A good carry. Following the lead blocker. Getting up the middle. And a moment like that is like double team against the 99 overall player is fine. Especially going into the next game. Computer defense 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 16 break block. I don't want that to be too atrocious. I don't want this to result in a bunch of guys just slamming offensive linemen on their back. If it does, we'll go back to 15. We might have to just decrease pass blocking and some other things. I find that the 11 run blocking is the right number, and I've told you about it before, and I see it here again. These moments, like the strength battle. Boom. Like, we know that Russell here is stronger. and he should lose that battle. A double team, we should win this battle, especially because we hired or drafted Boston, and we've got a double team. We should be winning there. And we know we've got 99 strength against the defensive end. Like, we should dominate that run position. So I like that animation right there. When it's default 10 out of 10 running, I actually see this pushback animation happen in reverse like this. The actual defensive end who's inferior pushing the tackle back. Just on 10 out of 20, I see that happen. 'Cause that's the default All-Pro. Like, that's the default out of the gate. And I was calling games, and I was like, the tackles were getting pushed back in my face when I was trying to run left and right off tackle. They were just getting blown up. So I was adjusting it and trying it at 11. We get that with also the loss of ground against that matchup. So 11 is the right level for run blocking, no question. The question is block shedding, and if it's the block shedding too powerful, as in like a bunch of, you know, putting guys on their back when they shouldn't, and then we drop block shedding, we mess with everything else. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. We're kneeling it out. Raiders have no more timeouts. It's going to be double kneel, and we're going to say goodbye for the second half of football. And I've had fun. There were chances to choke it away. They refused to choke it away. They ground it out. They moved the chains. They burnt the timeouts. And this should be the final play of the game. We can take a look at stats. And then we can save it up. Armstrong, wheelie, trace. You're going to jump off sides. But you know it's a kneel.
Encroachment. Defense.
Without a trace Armstrong. Like, it's still going to be the end of the game. Even the coach is like, come on, we're just trying to go home, man. Though I'm sure there were a lot more expletives because it's Chucky. Oh, there it is. The clock was still running after the penalty was enforced. So that's the end of the ball game. Mariucci and Chucky worked on the same staff together. 142 yards. Stats 17 to 30. 51 rushing by the Raiders. 160 nice by the 49ers. 217 versus 161 passing because they had to pass, and we just ran the ball. 20 to 15 first downs. You can see the other stats. 8 of 13, probably our best third down conversion game of the entire season. How much of that is because the team we're playing against? How much is that the running back, one extra click in ability? Pass rating, 65% completions, 46 by Gannon. It's not a fault of the sliders. We've given them every opportunity. No sacks and no sacks. That's another thing. Block shedding. Like, no sacks on these quarterbacks. Well, these are veteran quarterbacks and get rid of the ball. 11 attempts versus 33 attempts. Plus 6 by Hurst. Plus 1 by Beasley. So 6 makes 39. Plus there is 40 rushing attempts versus 26. So 66 offensive plays. More runs. Is that a factor of me being a player and then moving the controller off with the coaching settings? I do not know. The Raiders are obviously forced into a passing situation with 45 attempts. And then that makes 55, 56 plus 4 is 62. So, yeah, we've got pretty good numbers out there. Drops. I do not want to increase the catching too much, but that is a lot of drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 49ers, 5 drops. Do I play with 1 extra catch by wide receivers? I might do that. These are more drops than a team should be expected to really have. So we might make that change as well. No special stats in blocking. Defensive stats. Tackles for loss. Sacks overall. 49ers tackles. Tackles for loss. No sacks. 2 interceptions. Pass deflections. I'm happy with that number right there. Pass deflections here. that is our game. We're going to say goodbye to that. We're going to mess with a few slider settings and save. Let's simulate the rest of the week. Let's go into options, settings, and based on that result, let's give them one more catching and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 on break block, and see if that helps sacks and pressure up the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 in tackling. Let's hope they don't break too many tackles and see how the next game goes. Options, save, and I will see you all next time.